Hello, I'm George Wiley, and with me is Dennis White. We're co-leaders of the Downriver Poets and Playwrights. And once again, for about the 15th episode now, we were honored to host another Poetry from the Dot event here in the studio. Thanks to studio director Joel Atkins, Neil Tordenesi, along with our friend Richard Campbell. It's quite an honor and some fun to do these tapings and with these fine local poets that are part of our Downriver Poets. Right, Dennis?
That's right. And today we're going to be sharing poetry from a number of poets. One in particular you might take note of is Mary Ann Bozenski. She's going to be reading pieces from a recently published anthology. And she is in this anthology, and also Janet Ferguson is in the anthology, and she deserves credit too. We encourage our poets to reach out beyond the group to get their work published, and these two poets have done that, and we're going to be seeing that very soon. So thank you for tuning in, and we will now go into the readings. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pat Barnes from Wyandotte, and I'm going to read a poem called Bijou, which was, in the olden days, a lot of movie theaters were called the Bijou. And when I was little, we spent the summers in a small town in Canada with my grandparents, and this is what this relates to. Bijou. Grandpa plucked the fruit of his money tree every Saturday morning from June to September. He gave us each a quarter and a nickel. With hard, cold cash in our sweaty summer fists, we walked to the matinee on Main Street for a 25-cent ticket to sit and see a double feature, 3 cartoons, the newsreel, previews, and the next installment of Jungle Boy's Serial Adventures. The Bijou was dark and cool. It smelled of popcorn and farmers' kids in town for the day, still itchy from picking cucumbers, still scented from play in haylofts. Our other 5 cents bought jujubes, the dentist's delight, or snowcaps that Grandma said would give us acne. I always bought jujubes because the word went with bijou. I wondered what a bijou was, a magic word like Alibaba's sesame or Captain America's Shazam. I tried the incantation, nothing happened. No, Bijou was a place, a kingdom of mystery, where a wizard in the projection booth whisked us from Seaforth, Ontario to the USA boot camp with Francis the Talking Mule. We danced in the rain with Gene Kelly, swam with Esther Williams, and learned Weissmuller's 8-man yell, though it took hours of practice in Grandma's canning kitchen to perfect it. We time-traveled from Hopalong Cassidy's dusty trails to Buck Rogers' space flights. The Bijou was my heart's homeland, from real to shining real. Thanks. Now, some of us deal with our weight in different ways. I'm trying humor. So here's a poem called Singin' the Fat Blues. I jiggle like a jello every time I take a walk. My belly feels like jelly every time I take a walk. I said I'd tuck my tummy, but honey, all I do is talk. My clothes are getting smaller. My pants are splitting at the seams. Must be shrinking in the dryer. My pants are splitting at the seams. I need a brand new wardrobe, one of those Lane Bryant dreams. So pass the carrots, honey, the celery sticks and soybean beef. I'm eating carrots, honey, and celery sticks and soybean beef. Don't show me the dessert tray. That whipped cream only brings me grief. I've made a resolution, cross my heart and hope to die. I've made a resolution to shut my mouth and don't eat pie. I'm gonna lose this blubber. At least I'm gonna truly try. Oh my. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Gil Sines, and I'd like to just discuss my latest book here. It's called Edge of a Fantasy and Other Poems. It's a collection of poems that are really just from different subjects of the past and different experiences that I've had and different ways of looking at things. And it's available on Amazon and also on Barnes & Noble.
Hi, this is Tom Porter, once again, a rhyme writer from Woodhaven. Today, I have a couple of what I hope are humorous little additions to our collection. The first one is, there's a pun, if you get it later. A series of queries is the name of this offering. When what you want to see is not in view from what you get, does that discrepancy show an outlook to reset? When right is under assault, is wrong no longer a fault? Also, who and where is John Galt? If all of us must share one mind, is dissent allowed of any kind? If metal is shown by a pledge sustained, can metal be honed by an edge maintained? Why do things stay as they are when stranger things have gone too far? As far as you're concerned, has your trust been earned? When will apologies follow all anomalies? Do public square claimants deserve their chagrin when they vastly proclaim their half-vast spin? While some speakers' speeches will come to naught, can their word salads come to be food for thought? Just asking. Now the second one, this is titled Without Question, and I hope you see why. A key connection to misconception is prepossession of misperception. Wrongs replay as rights decay. Where's a quill, there's a say. Common sense can be sadly elusive when ignorance is madly intrusive. A common sense with prominence has consequence. Experience and consequence hone competence. The prominence of competence is common sense. A consequence of common sense is providence. Insightful thinkers are apt to perceive by gnosis and wisdom they're apt to achieve. Maybe think outside the box as you give what's next a spin, and maybe see that this unblocks more thoughts than you imagine. Just saying. End of poem.
Why Did I Remain in the Garden is George Wiley's first book, published in 2019. Because many of the poems are about flowers, birds, and nature, he gave it this name. An avid gardener and amateur photographer, he used his own photos in the book. Why Did I Remain in the Garden can be found on Amazon. The publisher called it stirring, heartwarming, nostalgic, and emotionally powerful poetry and poise encompassing a lifetime of experiences.
Hello, I'm George Wiley from the Downriver Poets and Playwrights. My first poem is We Chose to Mingle Heartbeats, a sonnet with flaws. Come dawn, thy face appears again, exactly as I saw it last. Across the pillow tops remain the same eyes no one has surpassed. Beneath the willows we did meet, and touched our tender skins of love. You gathered roses at your feet. We set our sails for skies above. With hearts conjoined and fates aligned, we chose to mingle our heartbeats. Not darkened rain nor storms of kind might quell the fever thy presence has. And as the evening shine doth you in golden soft repose, I stow the wind sails of my search, accept what our hearts chose. This one is called Rain, Rain. Drip puddles beneath a garden chair, tired leaves lean over to unencumber their burdens. Blossoms squeezed close as if squinting. A fly stopped under a maple leaf in relief. A solid sky from edge to edge unbroken. Zeus has spoken. Tree limbs drop in acquiescence. A cottontail rushes from the spruce to the lilac. A dog stopping under its owner's umbrella. Old curled fallen leaves now steam ironed flat to the grass. The world of color rests with the green world awakens. Birds feeding less urgently at the feeder. A gray sky not willing to reveal its next step. The world seems to look down at itself and its past. Pedestrians hurry by, thinking destination over the scene. Children look up, adults look down. If the sun is Earth Father, the rain is our mother. A spider watches its loom turn to crystalline lace. Do the worms know it's raining? Should we tell them? Flora and fauna go to hiding and resting. The more slow and vertical rain is the more enchanting. It's hard to remember that above the clouds, the sun is yet energetic. Like Florentine spires, the world climbs anew. We can now step up and out.
Iguana Poems from Ecuador is a collection of selected writings and poetry by Jeanette V. Ferguson. In this chapbook, Jeanette writes letters to the iguanas, some of whom she has given names, and others she knew as a child growing up in Ecuador. Many of the poems are based on these letters. To obtain a copy of this chapbook, contact Jeanette at gferguson@gmail.com or write to her at the following address: J.V. Ferguson, Post Office Box 1034, Allen Park, Michigan 48101. Hello, my name is Dennis White, and I'm a member of the Downriver Poets and Playwrights. The first poem I'm going to read to you, the title is The Ruins of Chichen Itza. Mayan ruins in jungle clearing rise up from dense vegetation. Noble icons from perished cultures, a mix of Toltec and Mayan nation. Guided by stars' annual journey, pyramids were built of crafted stone, dedicated to seasons, planting, and harvest. Their human sacrifices did once atone. Celestial observatory of ancient days, rounded walls like a white lighthouse stood, measured the travelers of the sky, perfected a calendar that's still good. Ball field stood in a short distance, where mighty warriors for a game would trod. Priest o'erlooked the players battled, would send one player to meet his gods. The ruins of the Yucatan, details left to the imagination, leaves one with a sense of awe of former cultures' new appreciation. My second poem, the title is Baroness Orzy's Tale. The story was told and is told still of the heroic Scarlet Pimpernel, who risked his life on foreign soil, causing some Frenchmen's blood to boil. His modest symbol, a humble flower, belied his awesome saving power. A master planner of disguise, his calculated moves were always wise. Sir Percy was a rich man, esteemed throughout dear England. Thought it good, not a bit cruel, to let others think he was a fool. His wife, a foreign intellectual beauty, thought less of him than was her duty. Unknown to her was his game, genius behind the Pimpernel fame. To save her brother from guillotine, agreed to help trap Pimpernel on the scene, not knowing it was her husband betrayed. And when she found out, she was dismayed. But the Pimpernel sidestepped all his foes with courageous acts as danger rose. He saved the ones who were fleeing France, and with his wife shared new romance. End of poem.
Hi, I'm Kathy Gibson. I have several chapters in this book, The Adventures of a Horse Named George. It was written by the members of the Wolf Creek Christian Writers in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. It's a collaboration of all of our writings to tell the story of George, the retired circus horse. He has quite a few adventures and has a lot of fun, a lot of farm friends, and it was a pleasure to be included in this publication. It is available on Amazon. It is written for about 8th grade level, so it's good for children and adults. Thank you.
Hello, I'm George Wiley. Reading this time 3 poems from one of our poets at Downriver Poets and Playwrights, Mary Ann Bozenski, a very fine poet. I've chosen to read 3 of hers tonight. One is called One with the Universe. Peace and serenity, meaningless chatter, much lower volume, calm and quiet, inside and out. Filled with warmth and love, life surrounds her. She is a conscious witness to all, one with the universe, one with God. This one by Mary Ann Bozenski is called Silence. Silence is filled with extraneous sounds. Just listen. You will hear. And the last one, Teardrops. Teardrops falling from the sky form a puddle of sadness on the ground below. Thank you.
My reading today is going to be for Mary Ann Bozenski, which is a member of our group. She wrote these poems, and she submitted them to an anthology, which was published by Well-Connected Creating Community. A Well-Connected program is a virtual community for older adults across the United States to meet for conversations and lifelong learning, games, support groups, and much more. They produce an anthology, and she and another member of our group also entered, and they both are in this anthology. And I would like to read these poems by Mary Ann Bozenski that are in this anthology. The first poem is titled You Are, chapters 1 through 10. 1. Thundercloud. You are a looming thundercloud, ready to unleash your fury and send down torrential rain. 2. Lightning bolt. You are a lightning bolt, ready to strike and destroy at any moment. Number 3. Magnificent sunset. You are a magnificent sunset filled with peace and serenity to quiet the mind. Number 4. Falling snowflake. You are a falling snowflake, unique to yourself, yet willing to join others. Number 5. Sand on a sunny beach. You are sand on a sunny beach, soft, warm, comforting. Sandcastles do not last forever. Number 6, fountain. You are a fountain, accepting the dreams of others like coins tossed into your waters. Number 7, mountain. You are a mountain, hard and unmoving, not immune to dynamite. Number 8, mighty oak. You are a mighty oak, reaching for the sky, roots firmly planted. Number 9, gusty wind. You are a gusty wind, difficult to withstand, impossible to control. And number 10, Bengal tiger. You are a Bengal tiger, beautiful to look at, dangerous if you get too close. That was the poem You Are by Mary Ann Bozenski. The next poem by Mary Ann Bozenski, Cosmic Awareness. Stars, jewels of the night, sparkling diamonds, lighting the heavens, showing us the way to ultimate nirvana. Sun, great ball of fire, gently warming our souls while guiding us to our destiny. Moon, beacon in the darkness, far away yet so near, dependable and loving Silent Night Guardian, Watching and Protecting. A poem by Mary Ann Bozenski. The next poem I'm going to read, the title is Poetess. Women of poetry take their place in history. Why so important? That is no mystery. Role models for students, scholars and such, and everyday people who enjoy poetry so much. Their written words, so vital and strong, find them in classics where they belong. Timeless literature available to read. Great women in poetry have penned the seed. Source of inspiration for the upcoming text, their greatness lives on, one generation to next. Women of poetry, so much to know. Take time to learn. Knowledge will grow. Answers will come if given the time. Look to these women, masters of rhyme. Add to their talent free verse and prose. Just a sampling of things a poetess knows. End of poem. A poem by Mary Ann Bozenski. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and we hope you enjoyed those great readings. We're just the treasure these people are to us and their poetry. The Downriver Poets and Playwrights meet the first Tuesday of every month at the Bacon Library in Wyandotte at 6 p.m. You're always welcome to join us. It becomes a privilege for us to be able to hear our fellow poets. Most of them are your neighbors. And once again, we hope you've had an enjoyable time here at this. Anything to add, Dennis?
I'd just like to remind you that poetry belongs to everyone. And we like to share it with you, and we want you to get involved, perhaps write your own poetry, and come share it with us. If you have any suggestions or questions, please forward them to our email, which is downriverpoets.com at
Gmail.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's downriverpoets@gmail.com. Send us a message, interact with us, and like George says, you're always welcome to come visit us, and we're glad to spend some time with you. And thank you. If you like this show, tell others about it and share it too. Poetry is alive and well, and we want to keep it that way. Thank you very much.